What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this week's installment of FEM Talk. We are joined by four wonderful guests this fine evening. But before we get into that, let me bring on my beautiful sister queens. We have the one and only Tracy, the Reset Randolph.
Hey, hey.
Our beautiful Shima Shishi Talks.
What's up, FEM Talkers?
Our beautiful Mimi, Melissa Simmons, aka Dr. Melissa Simmons.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, so ladies, we're having our own little twist on the dating game tonight, are we not?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
But before we get into that, y'all know what time it is. And we are sharing a little bit of Black history with y'all this fine evening. I found a wonderful documentary that I want to share with you guys. But one of my favorite figures in contemporary history here is Mr. John Lewis. So he has unfortunately passed on, but he was a substantial figure and movement, part of the civil rights movement. So I want to show just a little bit. It's actually a preview of a movie that you can actually go on Amazon and pay 99 cents to rent it. Yes. It's a phenomenal film. So here we go.
My philosophy is very simple. When you see something that is not right, not fair, not just, say something, do something, get in trouble, good trouble, necessary trouble.
He was always different than every member of Congress. Everybody knew what he had done. He was John Lewis.
We're marching today to dramatize to the world that hundreds and thousands of Negro citizens denied the right to vote.
Congressman Lewis gave us the blueprint to organize and to legislate.
The reason why he's effective as a leader is because he's lived it.
We made a decision to march in an orderly, peaceful, nonviolent fashion from Selma to Montgomery.
You are ordered to disperse. This march will not continue.
I was hit in the head. My knees went from under me. I thought I was going to down the bridge.
If John Lewis, as a 19, 20-year-old, wasn't doing what he did, I would not be here.
We will march with the spirit of love and with the spirit of dignity that we have shown here today.
The whole time he was in the movement, it was frightening, knowing the danger, knowing what could happen.
You cannot replace a John Lewis.
He's the most courageous person I ever met.
Too many people struggled and died to make it possible for every American to exercise their right to vote.
He challenges the conscience of the Congress.
Bring common sense gun control legislation to the House floor.
40 years later, John Lewis continues to inspire us.
Are you with me? Let me hear you. 3 civil rights workers that were murdered for trying to help people get registered to vote are looking down on us.
This is a time for action. That's what I learned from John Lewis.
There are forces in America today want to take us back, but we're not going back. We're going forward.
That's wonderful.
I love it. I love it.
Y'all definitely check that out.
I can't wait to watch the whole thing.
Right, right. I've seen it. I'm going to watch it again. I love this documentary, but he was a very powerful figure. And I don't like very many politicians. But yeah, definitely an awesome individual to learn about and know about, especially those of us that need to know our history in order to move differently and move forward, as he stated in that little snippet. Yeah. So on top of that,
I love that he never changed.
Right.
Never.
Even with that politician hat, they spoke so differently about him.
Yeah.
Like the comments that the people that worked with him and just spent days with him, it's a different feeling. You know, they don't talk about it in a workspace or like he's a celebrity. They just talk about his realness and how he was connected to so many people and connected with them no matter what their position was.
Right. He, like especially now when you see
so many people in politics for the wrong reason and trying to get something for nothing. He has always been a statue of authenticity and always for the cause, you know, and he didn't compromise. That's another thing. So many people compromise because they get into politics. And, you know, in order to get ahead, you start compromising. Your message that you first started with is weakened, and his was never weakened. And just all of the respect. And I love the term "good trouble" because we have to learn more of that. A lot of us are unwilling to make the sacrifice for good trouble. You know, we talk a good game, but we don't do a good game at all. And he is just all about it. So I love it.
Yeah, that's why we're here, though. Right?
Yes.
We get into good trouble.
Good trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. So in very recent news, we have a new member of the EGOT community, Mrs. Viola Davis. Right. So she is actually one of my favorite actresses, and I don't watch too much television, but when I am, I do love me some Viola Davis now. A huge shout out and congratulations to her. It's been a long time coming. What is y'all's favorite Viola Davis piece of work?
Oh wow!
Oh goodness!
Favorite. I loved her in obviously who wants to get it. You know how to get away with murder.
Yes.
Hers and the scene that I loved the most in all the entire series was when she took off her wig, took off her makeup, and let the real woman come in. And I was like, who does that? Who has the audacity to do something like that? So, you know, but she is played in so many different movies. She was in the, you know, I mean, you in little pieces in big movies. So, I mean, but love her, love everything she does. Her documentary book, which you want on. If you haven't read it, read it. If you haven't seen the interview she did with Oprah, oh my gosh, what she went through in her life to be where she is, there's nothing left on the table. She let it all out. So I love her. Love her. Another EGOT.
Yeah. I love how she fully immerses herself in every role. Like you believe it so much that you think that that's her life.
Yeah.
I love her. And then so sweet and genuine when she accepts her awards and she's speaking, just regular.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm gonna be the off-kilter one. I also loved her in Suicide Squad.
She was good. She was good until they try to kill her. But she was good. She could play any role.
That just goes to show her versatility, though, right? Like she can do anything and make it so believable.
Yeah. Has anybody seen Woman King on the show?
Oh my God.
No.
Yes.
Good. Is it good? I'm gonna watch it. I keep saying
I
I'm
did
gonna
not want to go see the movie. Somebody had to convince me to go watch that movie. I actually went to see it with one of my very good friends, my sister Queen, Miss Tidra, and it was a fantastic movie.
It looks
absolutely amazing. So if you haven't seen that, go see that movie. Oh my God. All right. So y'all, it's about that time to bring on our special guest to have this conversation. A little bit on the dating game. Now, we talk about dating because these days it is a game. That's why we called it the dating game. So without further ado, y'all, let's bring in our first guest. Let's bring in the gentleman first. Oh, yeah. So we have Mr. Tunde.
How y'all doing?
Welcome, sir.
Hello.
We have Mr. Erran. How you doing, sir?
How you doing?
Hello.
Yay. We have the beautiful sister Queen Cheryl.
Hi.
Hello. And my beautiful sister Queen, because I adopted her a long time ago, Demetra.
Hi.
Hello.
Now, if y'all think I'm joking, Meechie is in family pictures, y'all.
Yeah, I was totally in family pictures. Same color scheme and everything. I was there for it. That was me.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yes, I'm so excited to have everybody. So excited to have this conversation because this is about to be fun. I'm gonna keep everybody out. All right, y'all. So how's everybody feeling tonight? Let's start with Demetra, since you're at the top here. How you feeling?
I'm living life, So I'm a little tired. I just got off work, but I'm here, which just means that I'm doing great.
And how about you, Mr. Erran? How you doing today?
I am fantastic.
We around here. Mr. Tunde.
Things are going good.
Yes, I love it. Mr. Tunde, how you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm loving this whole platform for you ladies, and hopefully I could come back one time more.
Fantastic.
We like repeat. Yes.
Cheryl, how's your day been? How you feeling?
I have been doing very well today. I was excited to be on the show. So yeah.
Yes. Cheryl, your voice sounds like, radio, television. I don't know, it's giving me something, but powerful voice.
Thank you.
That's right. Talk some more, Cheryl. Go on now.
Say that again. Say that.
Your TV voice going.
All right, you guys. So we have some questions for y'all this evening. And we are starting with we're starting with the gentleman first. So question number 1. Let's get it. Man, what are you looking for in a woman, in a wife? Are you even looking for a wife?
How much time you got?
Let's see. We got
2 seconds, Tunde, go.
Right.
Listen, for me, I'm looking for a partner in crime to go through this thing called life. As a Black man in America, there's a lot of different things that I go through, from the job to just living my normal life, from brunching and getting coffee. There's all different type of nuances that I go through. But I'm looking for a partner, someone that's honest. I want a virtuous woman that's driven and can appreciate me for me, and I could just laugh and kick it with. It just vibe. I like have a dry sense of humor, so I need somebody that can understand that dry sense of humor. And we just enjoying life together, vacation, and doing all our things together. That's what I'm looking for.
All right.
Like that.
That's the brief version. I got the layer to that, but that's the brief version.
In part 2, are you looking for the wife? Or
I am. I want the. Can we still say the Cosby Show? Can I do that? I want the Bill Cosby thing. I want the
we can still
wife, kids, and we living comfortably, and we don't have a lot of worries. Still dealing with all different types of issues, but I felt like the Cosby Show was something for me that I always kind of looked up to. So I'm still looking for that. Yeah, I am looking for a wife though. I try to put myself in certain places and positions to find that woman. But yes, to answer your question, Melissa,
thank you. I appreciate you answering that.
Sure.
How about you, Mr. Booker?
Well, I have to co-sign what Tunde said. Definitely looking for a partner. And most women don't want to hear that when they seem to think that there's a difference between a wife and a partner, and it's not. When you want your wife to be your partner, for me, that means I'm able to give you the keys of to the kingdom, or a sector of the kingdom that we've built. You take care of that while I go over here, and then we can meet up, and everything. She's got access to everything. She knows everything. And if I need to bump ideas off of her, that's who I need. That's who I can go to and get the most trusted advice. So that's what I mean when I say I want a partner and a wife. It's not that I just want you to be business and I'm looking for. She encompasses everything. I'm able to. She's the piece, my piece in the house. She is my rib when I walk by. She's the one when the world is just. I come home and I can lay my head on her lap and there's no judgment. That's what it's supposed to be, at least for me. And you know, if I wanted to cite a movie, and this probably sounds contradicted, like he cited a TV show, no, it's not contradicted. It's actually two. A combination of Love and Basketball and Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah. I love that dynamic because it's kind of what happens in this household.
That's I think those two movies encompass what I'm looking for.
Fire.
Can I throw something else in there?
Huh?
I said, can I throw something else in there? I need somebody to tell me about myself. Sometimes I get a little carried away, so I need her to just be like, "Hey, listen, you're not doing it right." So I appreciate that. But I definitely need that all the time. I'm doing different things, and it's like, no, bro, you need to reel it back in. So.
But however, at the same time, knowing how to do that as not to seem nagging or judgmental or you don't know what you're doing type thing. No, it's like, whoa, is this part of the plan?
Right.
Hey, you need to check that right there. What do I need to check? Be specific. Don't be ambiguous about it. And that also comes the only way you get to that point is being able to have those type of conversations and being able to have those kind of conversations and trusting. And Shima, should I answer questions as they pop up if I'm up or what? How does that work?
Don't pay attention to the chat.
No. Okay.
That's an internal thing. But I have to make a funny here because I saw pop up on the screen. My mom said, "What age?" So I'm sure she's talking to both of you. But
Mama, go ahead, Mama. She want to know what age y'all are.
Tell Mama Chang, age ain't nothing but a number. That's all she got to know.
All right, go ahead. As long as your switch has gone off, I can work with you. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When you start owning your femininity, and you start walking in it, it's like a switch. It's like something that happened almost overnight. For me, it usually happens, from what I've seen, it happens between the ages of 25 and 27. Now, there's still maturity that has to happen, but you start to realize your womanhood and your femininity. That's me. From the outside, I could be wrong, though I have yet for someone to tell me I am. No, I'm just being honest. In the conversations that I've had with ladies about this, they're like, yeah, you're right. So that's me. But really, 38 and above, we're good.
All right. Same questions to the ladies.
They laid the groundwork, ladies. Y'all better come on.
Come on. Cheryl, you first.
Okay, I don't have such a long answer like those two, but I am looking for a best friend and a partner. And yes, I am looking for a husband. At this age, I am done dating.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yes. Right. And thank you for your confidence in saying that, Cheryl.
Right.
Yes.
I absolutely agree with the partner. For me, I'm also, when I start looking, because that's another, and I'll get to that at the end, but I also need somebody that I can actually be a lady with. If I've got to wear the pants and the skirt, then I'm gonna have a problem. So I definitely need that. I need to be able to hang the pants up when I find what I'm looking for. Or at least pass them on. And then right now, I mean, I don't know that I'm looking for a man or a husband right now because I'm looking for me. I've got to find me first. Things change so much when you you hit these obstacles in life. You know, you hit the job obstacles and work and societal obstacles and all these things. And sometimes it's easy to get lost in that. But then another part of that, another thing that comes with those different obstacles is that something in you changes as you learn to navigate those experiences or those different changes. So before I can fully commit myself to finding a relationship or finding a man or a husband, I got to find me, and I got to find the me that is now 2023, because I'm not the same me that I was in 2012.
Man, Clinton just had a good man to help you find.
Right. And he ain't wrong. Probably isn't wrong, but you know, I'm not completely closed to it. I'm here for it. If he finds me or I find him or we find each other, I'm here for it. But in the meantime, while I'm doing that, I need to start this journey of getting myself prepared to be that woman that my husband's going to need me to be.
And
I love you telling your truth, Michi.
Right.
Yeah. Speaking your truth. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. So
your hand up.
You got a hand raised here.
That church finger. Let's go.
I hate to interrupt. I hope I can interject here. And to Clinton, no, Clinton, you can't help a woman find herself. You can't help anybody find themselves. You don't know them better than they do. So a good man cannot help a woman find herself. I've already tried. It doesn't work.
You lose yourself in the process.
You lose yourself in the process and make them mad because they think that you're trying to tell them to be something that they're not. They don't know. So don't ever assume you can help a woman find herself. The best thing you can do is just walk with her while she does, if she allows you to be there.
And that's all facts. And I think to capitalize off what you had said earlier about women, their switches flipping, I think that's another reason why I'm embarking on this journey now, because I can tell you, and Brandy knows, because Brandy has known me since I was 16. I always did the girly things. I wore I didn't wear no dresses. I was not putting on a dress, but I wore the heels. I did the makeup thing. I did all of that, but I never truly embraced my femininity outside of what the outside world is seeing. So I've just gotten to this point, I'd say in the last 2 years, where I am like, I really am a lady. Like, let me, and I'm fully embracing that part of me. I'm still drawing the line at the super feminine wearing dresses things, but my femininity is more than clothes deep now versus my outside appearance. I'm embracing myself from the inside out. And I think you're absolutely right that it doesn't happen in your childhood. It doesn't happen in your young adulthood. It's once you hit that point in your life where I don't even know honestly what triggers it, but it's just like you wake up one morning and you're like, I am a lady.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Right. But see, now that means I have to find me, because before I was doing all that, I was doing all these other things. And now I got to figure out what I look like in my femininity when I wear my femininity. So
from the inside out.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
Now, Shima, you had a question.
It was off of what they were saying about the type of women and men. And I just interjected, does race matter?
Can I answer?
You know what? And I just gotta say, when we were talking about that moment when you come home and the world has dealt you this crazy card, hand in a game you probably didn't want to play. What does that look like? And does it matter if it's a different race, or is it okay if it's a different race? Because we know what we deal with.
Go ahead, Cheryl.
I was gonna say I have dated almost every race and I love it. Does not matter to me. It's the person that matters.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm same as Cheryl. I've dated almost pretty much every race. I can't, and this may be my blinders still on, because God has a different plan for everybody, and you don't have a say in what his plan is for you. But I can't see myself marrying or waking up every morning to a non-Black man. I can't see myself doing that, but that doesn't mean I won't see myself doing that. It just depends on where my path leads me. So, but I'm open to dating other races. I think that one thing about dating other races is you learn so many different things culturally, but then you also learn so many different things about yourself. Yeah.
Clinton is amazed.
Hey, Gary man, it be like that sometimes. And to answer your question, I lost my virginity to a white man. I did. I sure did.
Shout out to Mr. Harlem Shake.
Shut it.
Can I jump in real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, I kind of echo a little bit of what Demetra said. I can't see it, and quite frankly, I haven't done it. You know, I may have tried dating outside of the race a little bit, not too crazy like that, but it's always been a Black woman for me. There's just something about a Black woman that always just does it for me. From again, like I said in my opening about telling me about myself, I just haven't been in situations or relationships or met anyone that's kind of can see me on that level or talk to me on that certain level. I just haven't been in, and I work in diverse environments, but I just haven't seen it. And to me, this is nothing like a Black woman. It's just different. And
right now,
you got to bring me back, Brandy and ladies, to have that conversation in itself. But I don't discriminate. Everyone, I believe in God. Everyone's in their image, but my preference is always be Black.
The only issue I have with interracial dating is when, or even marriage more so, is when it seems like there is an assimilation of one culture instead of a true integration of cultures. I have nothing against it. I myself, as long as she's got some pigment, melanation, I'm good. I have yet to meet a light-skinned, lighter than Brandy, woman who I can truly say that there is an understanding on certain levels, and that's mainly because, for the most part, we really don't have shared experiences. There are some serious. I mean, unless once again there is an assimilation into a certain culture that they have been exposed to, since they were young. Only till then do you really get a sense that there isn't a true understanding. But for myself, I'd kind of be hard pressed to say that, yeah, I could end up with a non-melanated person unless she was from overseas. There is a difference between Europeans and American Caucasians.
Absolutely.
There is a difference.
Huge difference. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a major difference.
Yeah, that would be the only thing. That would be the
right. Right. Yeah, I agree with that. There is definitely a major difference.
Agreed. Being a military brat, I've seen a lot of those differences. So Clinton said, when white people start treating us with some dignity and respect and apologetic, maybe I could see someone else doing it then, but that's a big ass no. That's my open enemy. I do not want to sleep with him on Emmett Till and Ahmaud Arbery. Good gracious, dude.
Oh, yeah. All
the way. Well, now we know exactly how you feel, sir.
I want to go back to the question from Regina Ranfolth. But does the heart see colors? Does the heart see colors?
I don't think the heart does, but the lights do. I think that's the
I can't.
Brain does.
Yeah. I don't think the heart sees color, but I think that it's a matter of if. So I've never been in a serious or long-term relationship with a guy from another race. Any long-term relationship I've been in, the guy was Black. But I couldn't honestly say, like, the little bit of white that I did dabble in or practice with, however we're going to phrase it? I couldn't see myself, standing in public and being 100% firm in my Blackness, standing next to them. And I think that kind of goes back to that. That's not what was expected. I mean, if we went all the way back to the 50s, I wouldn't be standing next to him. I'd be behind him slightly, or possibly on the other side of the street. And I have to remember that. I think that a lot of things too, but coming from where I'm from too, we're blinded to a lot of that. And so growing up, and the older I get, the more I see it, and the more like I said, I don't have a problem, David, especially since I have not experimented with a Puerto Rican man, but I feel like I should. We'll see. But I can't see myself.
Puerto Rican men, 25% African, FYI.
I'm just saying, the slave trade crossed through it. I'm gonna try. I want to try. I can't. I honestly don't see myself being married to anyone but a non-Black man, because if I'm going to do this journey or live this crazy thing called life with somebody, and I'm gonna spend the rest of my life living that life with them, I need somebody that understands what we're going through. So I absolutely agree with that, because I need to be able to come home and say, you ain't gonna believe what this said to me today. And have somebody that completely and fully understands that and doesn't make it out to be, you're overreacting or whatever. But I'm never gonna let the color of somebody's skin deter me from walking my journey.
Or from love.
Yeah.
Or from love. Yeah.
I really think we have more in common with Latinos than we want to admit, or they want to admit. I think it's more.
Right. I think it's them. It's not a we. It's them.
It's more
we
on
see
their
it.
Side,
yeah.
And then it's exacerbated by being Americanized.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't mind a Latin sister.
I don't mind them either. They got the same attitude and all of that. I don't think. You're right. They got the same attitude. So, yeah.
I love it.
I love it too.
Deutsch, poquito too, yeah.
Deutsch. The Latinas will tell you about yourself too, for sure.
Yeah, in a heartbeat.
Not any different. Not any different than a sister. The only difference between Latinas and sisters is you have to worry about whether or not they're carrying a gun, razor.
Oh!
I mean, if they're from Honduras,
no.
From Mexico, they're carrying a knife.
I don't know. I don't know, because that's true. But that's true of
hands, about two-piece you. But I'm just saying.
That's not always the case, because if the fight get real serious, we gonna grab whatever is next is close by. It don't matter. We'll use any weapon. I thought somebody was breaking in my house and grabbed a fly swatter. I didn't know what I was doing, but somebody was gonna get it. It
is time for a short commercial break.
Yes.
With that, we will be right back.
Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversations. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
And we we are back. If you guys are loving tonight's show, you don't have to tune in on just Facebook Live. You can actually download the E360 TV app on your Roku, your Amazon Fire Stick, your Apple TV, your Android streaming device, and several other things that you can stream with. Just download the E360 TV app and look for us in the Fresh Take section. And yeah, you can not only catch this episode anytime you like, but all of our episodes. And we've got quite a few. So get on that. Now, I want to touch on this right here. Clinton said they ain't pick no cotton with us, but they appropriate our culture like an MF. But Puerto Ricans act like family, though.
That's facts. That is facts.
Them and our Samoan brothers.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
All right.
So we got our next question coming. What are y'all absolute no ways when it comes to a woman or a man? Like automatic, we're not doing this.
Are you talking like on first sight?
Deal breakers. Ooh. Can we answer that other question? I like this other question. Can we come back to that one? I like this other question.
He said you want another question.
Yeah, it's gonna require a little bit of thought. Because after you've been single for a certain amount of time, you can't be picky. So now I got to think about it.
Absolutely can't.
No, it's
I was
not.
gonna say, why can't you be picky?
Still be picky.
Right.
Actually, because there is pee in the dating pool. So
yeah, it is.
It kind of messes with your boundaries in terms of what is your non-negotiables or your
right.
Because there's so much.
What did you say there was what in the what?
There's pee in
There's
the
dating pool.
There is pee in the dating pool.
And he's not wrong. He is not wrong.
So
He's not wrong.
It messes with you, like when you said at first, okay, this is a deal breaker. Then someone comes along and throws you a curveball, and you're like, wait, what? Okay, no. So
yeah,
it's like, and so you gotta sometimes pull back. So that's why let's go to this other question. That's a real question.
How can Erran see the questions? What's happening here?
You know how special I am.
But Erran is not wrong. Erran is not wrong. I mean, there's so many standards that I had, and that's the whole thing. Another thing about it too, when you're young, you can have standards. I'm old now. I can't have standards and expectations. I got to pick a struggle. But
Wait a minute.
yeah, I gotta pick one, but I think it's the truth though. But then there's certain things where you're like, this was an absolute no for me when I was 24, 25, and now you're 30, and I'm like, that's kind of sexy, like that's cute.
Right.
Everybody said is like,
Well, it wasn't cute 10 years ago, but now come over here and do that again. Let me see it.
Well, name something. Y'all everybody throw something out. What's that?
Wait, I have one. Okay, a deal breaker.
You were shaking your head, so I was like, she got something. I want
a deal breaker for me is someone that does not want kids. I can't be with you.
Well, now.
That's a serious one. That's a serious
I think for me, I need someone that's driven, motivated by something. It can't just be a slouch. Just need somebody that's driven.
All right. On that one. Here to that.
Only because he already said what I was going to say, so I'm throwing out this one: split finances.
Say it again.
Split finances.
It's a big topic. It's a big topic.
Yeah.
Split finances.
That might need another show too.
Well, just finances. Period. Finances. Period. And because Chris Rock said something that was very interesting, and then somebody said something else. But Chris Rock said something very interesting. He said that only women, dogs, and children are loved unconditionally.
Unconditionally, yeah.
A man is loved based on the value that he can provide.
Yeah.
Now, and this is where the other question actually dovetails into this. I heard another person say, so I don't own it. He was talking about how women say, if I'm making this much money, then he has to make this much or that much more. Or more. He can't make less. And at the end of his spiel, what he said was, which was very appropriate, was A king will make a queen out of anybody.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, she can be dirt poor. He will still make her a queen. A queen is not even going to look at a pauper.
Right.
So what that says is a lot of times a man's value or leadership is connected to how much money he's making. And that's an issue.
Yeah.
Because if your husband is bringing in $20,000 less than you, but you guys can still have the lifestyle that you want. What does it matter if he still can lead you and tell and direct you, even in managing your money better? What does it matter? Why is it that it's important that he has to make more than you? So no, I'm not. I'm really not, Jennifer. I'm sorry, I'm not. But
yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you on that too. I do, and that's something that I think sets. I don't want to say it sets me apart because I know I'm not the only person that feels this way. But in my mind, if I can't love you when you're doing bad, then I don't deserve to love you when you're doing great. So it don't matter for me in a relationship if you come into it and I make more money than you, as long as this household functions and I don't come home and my lights are off or I don't have food in my fridge, we don't have any problems. You know, as long as we can come together and make a successful household out of what we do have and what we do bring into it, because the focus is always on what we don't have. But let's focus on what we do have and let's bring those together and make something out of it. Because my success is going to be built off of your success. And so if you doing bad when I meet you, that don't mean you're going to be doing bad forever. And if you do continue to do bad, then I'm failing as your partner.
That's good. That's good. Now, where are the rest of you?
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that part because you have to examine why the person is doing bad in the first place, right?
Well, I mean, I think that, but I think I agree with you absolutely on that. But I think that part of it is in dating. If you jump right into a relationship with somebody, you know, there's a reason why people courted before they got married, you know. And if you jump right into being in a relationship without really getting the facts or without really putting all the pieces of that person's puzzle together, or at least lining them up to be put together, then at that point, you didn't fail them as a partner, you failed yourself. Because you turned a blind eye to the things that should have been. If it's a deal breaker for you when you weren't in a relationship, it's going to be a deal breaker when you're in it. You can't sweep it under the rug and not expect a pile, you know. So
that's turning red flags pink.
Exactly.
Well, I actually have an answer to that one because we're talking younger men. I don't know about men our age now that still aren't married or doing anything.
Listen,
a lot of the times men are just distracted. If they don't have somebody to have that focal point in their life, somebody that they want to build something with, whoever they feel responsible for is going to be pulling them this way and that. And so they might not be doing well because they're giving it away. Because at the end of the day, they don't have anybody to like. I want to build something with this person. That means all this stuff got to stop.
Right.
Well, he needs to get refocused, though. He needs to get refocused.
Yeah.
That's a him issue. That really is a him issue.
Oh, most definitely.
It is. It is. It absolutely is. And I think the other side of that too, well, it's not, maybe it's a little bit of the same side of it, is that, you know, everybody has a somebody. Everybody has that perfect person for them. If there's a man who's perpetually got no drive, he doesn't want to do anything better than what he's doing, there's going to be a woman that don't want to do no better than what she's doing, and they're going to be perfect for each other. But what I think happens a lot of times is that they seek out women who have more drive, or they seek out men who have more drive than them and have more of these things, and then they wonder why there's turmoil, because he's moving forward and you content to be stagnant, and that's where the problem lies. So as long as you find that person that's on the same path as you, the same person that might procrastinate, because I know I'm good at it. I'm tired. Okay, I procrastinate. Tired. But it doesn't mean I'm not going to do it. And if I have the drive to do something, I will get it done. It'll be the first thing that it's done, you know, and that's in order. But I need somebody that's the same way. But I also kind of need somebody that's going to slightly nudge me and be like, "Hey, you said you was going to do this yesterday." So that I can do it. And I may not want to do it, but if I said I'm going to do it, I got to do it.
But are you going to?
And that's. I will if I'm allowed to take the pants off. You don't get to keep me in the pants and then tell me what to do. That's not going to work.
Okay.
But I've always been, and Brandy and I actually just had this conversation last week. What I want, and when I will know that I have it, is when I fully am within, or I feel comfortable enough to actually submit to the man that I'm in a relationship with. Because so far I have never been in a position where I felt safe enough to submit to him and allow him to be the man in the relationship. And if I can't have that, then I would rather be alone. If I have to be the one in charge all the time and I can't submit the way, and I'm not talking about dom sub stuff. I'm talking about being able to submit to your role as wife. If I can't submit to that role as wife, then I don't want the relationship.
But how do you know within yourself? Because it sounds like, and I'm new, but this is what I'm hearing.
You know,
what I'm hearing is that for such a long time, you had to be in control. You had to take care. You've had to take care of things. You've had to do this. How do you know that you are able to let go?
I don't think it's a me knowing thing. I think it's a natural occurrence. And the reason I say that, and not for me, I can't speak for everybody else, but the reason I can say that is because I do it even now in interactions with people, even people that I may not be romantically involved with. If I'm in a position, say I'm out in public somewhere and there's, this person that I'm out with, if I feel safe enough, then I can see myself not physically submitting because I'm still watching my surroundings, but I can see myself stepping back and letting him handle a tumultuous situation. And like I said, for me, I feel like it happens naturally because I'm so much always ready to go, ready to fight. But if I'm around somebody where that energy is there, that power is there, then I will allow myself to take that step back and submit. I just have never been in a position where I could fully submit to the man because there was always some red flag that kept me from actually doing so.
So I want to ask about the pants for a moment because Erran was talking about the value of a man, right? And him making more money. What does that look like to you, Michi, when you say the pants?
For me, I think the value of a man is, honestly, I'm real old school. Like when I was thinking about that, I've been thinking about this all week, and I don't know why, but the analogy that I look for is like, I'm sick of mowing the grass. Like, I don't want to mow the grass anymore. I want that real old school type of relationship. Not so much to the point where I got to be a stay-at-home mom because I fail. I will fail. But I will fail. But that's me. I have to be busy. But to me, I want that old school type of relationship where that you wait till your daddy get home conversation. That old, you got in trouble in school and your mama looking at you crazy, but your daddy the one you got to deal with. I want that. That's what that's where I am. He doesn't have to make more than me, but he has to be able to back me up. Right. Or you know what I'm saying, or guide me, lead me, to my femininity. I guess I don't know, my full femininity. You can't give it. You can't allow me to be that. Yes,
yeah, exactly.
Allow me to be that. Yeah.
Thank you for that. I want to ask Cheryl the same question. What does it look like for you?
I just want to say, I don't know how long you've not been dating, but I feel men these days around my age or a little younger, they do not lead. They don't. In my generation, I will always have to lead.
And are
you okay with that?
I am okay with that because I feel I am a boss and I am a leader. I'm okay.
All right, Cheryl.
What age group are we speaking of? What age group?
Okay, anywhere between like 32 and 42.
Oh yeah, you are absolutely right. But you know what is so crazy though is if you go younger than 32, what we're finding out, my sister is newly divorced and she's all, she's 10 toes in the dating field. Go younger than 32. Really? They are all but willing to step into that role. I am unclear. I don't know how it skipped my generation, but it's coming back around. It's like history. It's repeating itself, but it's the younger ones. It's the 20s now that they want to step into that role. And I'm here for it. But here's the thing. My kid about to be 18 in 5 years. I don't know that I want to restart. And they're young. They're trying to start families and stuff. I'm about to be done. I'm trying to be like Stella.
I'm curious. I'm curious to where Cheryl is looking for these men because I lead and I'm always going. I can't say always going to lead, but I'm fond of leading. I like to lead, and but what I'm looking for more so, and we get caught up in this wearing the pants and how much who needs to. You got to do whatever works for you. If she's a boss and she's making more than me, it's fine. I'm going to lead in other areas, and and no one's going to see that. She's not going to take away my masculinity or anything. I think that's some of the things that we as a community, we need to just take a step back from and think about who makes what and do what works for you in your household, and you guys got to figure out what, like, if I don't like to do the dishes and you don't like to take out the trash, like you have to figure out those little nuances between each other. Leading is something that as me and my crew, I mean, that's what we do, and we don't shy away from that.
Yeah, I definitely
I'm old school.
Right. I come from a family though. There aren't too many gentlemen that we're talking about that are leaders like that can take control of a household that come from single parent households. There's not a lot of them.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, I think Tunde, and I think also culturally, I would agree, and knowing you and knowing your culture, that is paramount. That's men from your culture, they tend to be I'm leading. And I think what Cheryl was talking about, I think it is also cultural. I think the culture that you grew up in, it was kind of like, okay, we all gonna do this together, and it was more like let's figure it out. And also the whole thing about money and men having to make more money. I think the problem and the dilemma that a lot of, let's call it a spade, Black women have come into is that the average Black woman makes more than the average Black man. So if that becomes your I'm not dating a man making less than me, I mean more than me, then you have a problem because you probably ain't gonna date a lot of men.
You're gonna have to switch. You're gonna have to switch. You're gonna have to be the one to switch races. You're gonna have to, because if that's what you want.
Had to your point, Demetra, you had said something. I think the standards we made for ourselves back in the day all sounded cute, but when reality hit us, we had to say, okay, what we really looking for is and that's why I like the idea of a partner, because a partner is, look, I'm gonna find somebody that works for me, who I can get along with, and pants, skirt, call it whatever you want to call it. Find somebody who's gonna agree with you and be able to work with who you are. And I think that's the key.
And I think when you talk about adjustments, is the same thing Erran was saying about finances and split finances. Because back in the day, finances made a difference. I'm 52. Now, split finances makes a difference. Because it was fine if you don't make the right amount of money, but are you handling the amount of money you do have? How do you handle it? I don't care if you don't make my money. But are you handling yours?
Right.
You guys, I hate to tell you, but we have reached the end of today's show.
Well, I think we got to come back because we didn't answer all the questions.
We're going to definitely need to do a part 2 because we literally only got through like 4 questions.
Right.
And we touched on some real deep issues within the Black community with our ability to find and date one another and have reasonable expectations. So I'm glad we touched on all of this. We need to have further conversation about this.
Yes, I agree with Jen.
Yeah.
That Melissa question that I'm looking at, we need to dive into that Melissa question. We don't have no time left.
No, we gotta wrap it up this time around, but y'all
come back. That's what all y'all gotta come back.
Yeah,
I'll come back. Y'all let me know.
Remix
support for our show. Go ahead and right now, I'm gonna leave it on the screen for a little bit. This is the link to go ahead and purchase your own Fem Talk merch. Everything purchased over there, the proceeds go into making this show better and better for you guys. So get on over there, scan that with your phone real quick. Get on over there, show us some love. And y'all, we're going to be back next week. We're having a conversation about Black love, Black marriage. And yeah, we're going to get on that. So until next week, y'all, we love you. We will see you again soon. And later.
Hello.
Good night.